today's unique program, which I had never seen in my last 78 years. For the first time, such an interesting subject is being discussed on spirituality. Something unique this is. Of course, I have been associated with many organizations. I am working under almost 15 universities directly because of my translation project. Jirli sir said, I have completed translation in 23 languages. But since then, a lot of time has passed by. Now I have reached 40 languages, sir. Now we have gone into the foreign languages like Persian, Arabic, Japanese, German, French, Spanish, and many more are in the anvil. I think by the divine grace of Gurudev Basavana, I'll be able to translate vachanas of these great saints of the 12th century into all languages of the world utilizing artificial intelligence. The day is not far away. I've approached it systematically. I have professionals attached with me. We will finish by 26 Jan. My mission is simple. Before I close my eyes, I should complete my mission. That's all, nothing big. I am elated because Gurudev was born in Jamkhandi, which incidentally is my birthplace also. Though I cannot compare with Gurudev, my father also hails from Jamkhandi, and the connect and the Gurudev Mandir which he inaugurated along with Dr. S. Radhakrishnan. I thank Jirli sir for inviting me. I told him, please avoid me. I am not a great person like all of you, because my field of understanding education is engineering. I am an automobile engineer from Bengaluru University. Of course, got my first rank in my university. That is secondary. That is simply secondary. Primarily, I started my business, some profession like your professors. My business was selling motorcycles. Simple. Now I am holding the Basava philosophy as my subject. I should reach the world. Similarly, in business also, I got the world record in selling Yamaha motorcycles. I was honored in Japan. See, that's my mission. Whatever I take, for example, the students who are sitting over here, since 2008, I was just referring to the Vice Chancellor. I have conducted personality development programs for over 25 lakh students, one-to-one, based on spirituality. Therefore, I know what the children want, what are their issues in their mind, the current scenario. Even if you hold a newspaper, what is it that they will learn? Even put on the television, what will you be able to watch? Especially the children. Is this the world we are passing through? Horrifying, sir. And just now, respected sir who gave the keynote, this is just not for India. The whole globe will have to understand what Gurudev has told us, how to set this universe in right track. Especially in India, we have to start divisions, political scenario, the way in which the country is going. ನನಗೆ ಬಹಳ ನೋವಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ನನ್ನ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಕಣ್ಣು ಮುಚ್ಚೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ದೇಶ, ದಿಸ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಗುರುದೇವ್ ಅವರ ಕನಸಿನ ಭಾರತ ಆಗಬೇಕಿದು, ಕನಸಿನ ಭಾರತ ಆಗಬೇಕು. Otherwise, what is the use? ACPR talks about Gurudev, Basava Samiti talks about Basavanna and all other philosophers. Is at the end of the day, yes, to bring in that consciousness, that talk is required. But finally, how do we implement? The Vice Chancellor requesting that the philosophy should be introduced. We should talk to the Prime Minister of India that ensure that entire country should go through this process of philosophy. We have to go through. And he will give his ear. Such a wonderful person whom I have met many occasions. If all of us together, the great people like all of you, join together, make a representation to the government. Gurudev has led us to this subject, which it is something interesting, and the Vice Chancellor of the Karnataka University, DC Paute sir, almost many lectures they recorded. Finally, the last 6-7 lectures they could not record. He very clearly says, when Gurudev was invited to Karnataka University, with such an eminent scholar and philosopher in our midst, we of the Karnataka University could hardly resist the temptation of requesting Dr. Ranade to write a book on mysticism in Kannada literature, because we are in Karnataka. You are from different parts of the state, but we would be more conscious about Kannada literature, the current Kannada literature and the saints of this part of the country. On the lines he had already done on mysticism in Marathi and Hindi literature. So the university invited him to deliver a course of 20 lectures on mysticism in Karnataka, which could be later on published by the university in the form of a book. To that he readily agreed. Imagine Ranade, Gurudev agreeing to address 20 lectures there, not 1 or 2. He would give a course 3 or 4 lectures every year, not once in a month or twice in a month. Every year 3 to 4 lectures. And during his lectures, the practice what he had is 4 to 5 philosophical poems he used to first. That process is very interesting. Why did he choose the poems to be recited by him? ಇದು ಗಂಭೀರವಾಗಿ ನೋಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. We have to think why. Ranade, Gurudev, he starts his lectures by 5 poems, all mystical, philosophical poems. So I thought this is a guidance for me to start today's talk. Time is also short because we have a very senior speaker to address us immediately after me, Dr. Aditya Bhayankar sir. I won't take your time. Within 5 minutes I'll finish off. So that is the time given. So following the pattern of Gurudev, I thought let me pick up 4-5 poems from Karnataka. And this is purely on philosophy, not otherwise. Many poems may be there on the realization, but the crux of this spirituality, how the 12th century saints could evolve. Very, very interesting, sir. I think you might not have gone through the studies. ಆ ವಚನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕತೆಯನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದಾಗ, now we are the seekers of God here, all of us. We the seekers of God, how this 12th century Sharanas took, how did they guide us? ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನನಗೆ Gurudev, what he has advised us, very fascinating it is. Humanity is the religion. Can we not take this subject to the world? Humanity is the religion. But implementing that, ACPR, you have really guided us as to how it could be implemented, but it has to be implemented. Not easy. I do know it is not easy. But all of us together, especially the galaxy of the knowledgeable people who are here, if you put together, sit for a discussion and a meet of the same meeting, how do we implement this Gurudev's vision and the mission? Both the mission and the vision of Gurudev, if all of you can just talk on that subject, understand crystallize and move the government of India, at least in our country, and of course in our state. That could be a simpler way of handling it. But idondu Jirli avare neevenadru ಮಾಡಿ, we will cooperate with you because I am on an academic line only, but I am going through the Basava philosophy, which is equally universal. There is nothing limited to Kannada literature or anything. ಈಗ ಗುರುದೇವ್ ಅವರ ಪದ್ಧತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು 3-4 ಅದನ್ನು ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷಲ್ಲೂ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹೂ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕಮ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ವೇ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಸ್. ಈಗ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕತೆಯನ್ನು ಅವರ ಪುಸ್ತಕದಲ್ಲಿ, ಗುರುದೇವರ ಪುಸ್ತಕದಲ್ಲಿ, ಗಾಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಬೋತ್ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಕಾಸಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಕಾಸಮ್. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಗುರುದೇವ್ಸ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್. God as both macrocosm and a microcosm. Fascinating this is. Immediately the moment I think of God, we think of a macro. But subsuming it into micro is the metaphysics physics through which we have to practice and do it. Oh. I may come down there also. ಇದು ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ರೋ ಟು ಮೈಕ್ರೋ ಬಸವಣ್ಣನವರ ಒಂದು ವಚನ ತಗೊಳ್ತೇನೆ, ಕನ್ನಡ ಮತ್ತು ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷಲ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ ದೇರ್ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್. ಜಗದಗಲ ಮುಗಿಲಗಲ ಮಿಗೆಯಗಲ ನಿಮ್ಮಗಲ. ಇಫ್ ಐ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಗಾಡ್ ಆರ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಸಿಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ದ ಗಾಡ್, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನಿಂಗ್ ಹಿಮ್, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ವಿಡ್ತ್ ಗಾಡ್, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್? ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ಜಗದಗಲ ಮುಗಿಲಗಲ ಮಿಗೆಯಗಲ ನಿಮ್ಮಗಲ, ಪಾತಾಳದಿಂದ ತತ್ತ ನಿನ್ನ ಶ್ರೀಚರಣ, ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾಂಡದಿಂದ ತತ್ತ ನಿನ್ನ ಶ್ರೀಮುಕುಟ ಆಯಿತು. ಅವ್ರ ಶ್ರೀಮುಕುಟ ಆಯಿತು, ಪಾದ ಆಯಿತು. ದ ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ ಅಗಮ್ಯ, ಅಗೋಚರ, ಅಪ್ರತಿಮ, ಅಪ್ರಮಾಣ. ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯು ಗಾಡ್. ಅಗಮ್ಯ, ಗೋಚರ, ಅಪ್ರತಿಮ, ಅಪ್ರಮಾಣ ಲಿಂಗವೇ ಎನ್ನ ಕರಸ್ಥಳಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದು ಚುಳುಕಾದಿರಯ್ಯ. ಕರಸ್ಥಳ, ಮನಸ್ಥಳ, ಭಾವಸ್ಥಳ. ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ವಾಟ್ ಡಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್? ಗುರುದೇವ್ ಸೇಸ್ God has both macro and micro. That macro level divinity, when subsumes into you, into each of us, whether you know it or not, subsumed into you as micro and an invisible form. ಎಂಥ ಅದ್ಭುತ ಇದು! ಗುರುದೇವರು ಹೇಳಿದ ಮಾತನ್ನೇ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ನಡದ ವಚನದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. O Lord, thy holy feet pervade and reach the wide world, the wide firmament and the infinite space. As vast as thee, thy feet descend deeper than the great abysmal deep. The crown extends beyond the cosmos. O Lord, peerless, surpassed, unseen, yet art thou a tiny seed on my palm, O Kudala Sangama. ಹೀಗೆ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ರೋ ಟು ಮೈಕ್ರೋ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬಸವಣ್ಣ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವಚನದಲ್ಲಿ, ಮನೆಯೊಳಗೆ ಮನೆಯೊಡೆಯ ನಿದ್ದಾನು ಇಲ್ಲವೋ? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ? ಮನೆಯೊಳಗೆ ಮನೆಯೊಡೆಯ ನಿದ್ದಾನು ಇಲ್ಲವೋ? ಹೊಸ್ತಿಲಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಲ್ಲು ಹುಟ್ಟಿ, ಇನ್ ದ ಥ್ರೆಶೋಲ್ಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಹೋಮ್ ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಗ್ರೋನ್. ಹೊಸ್ತಿಲಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಲ್ಲು ಹುಟ್ಟಿ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ರಜ ತುಂಬಿ, ರಜಾ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಕಸ, ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ರಜ ತುಂಬಿ. ಬಸವಣ್ಣ ಸೇಸ್ ಮನೆಯೊಳಗೆ ಮನೆಯೊಡೆಯ ಇದ್ದಾನೋ ಇಲ್ಲವೋ? Then he goes to the inner conscience. The vachanas are like that, sir. External, internal, finally concluding and giving a final result. That is the way in which they have written the vachanas. The philosophy is taught to us in that fashion. ತನುವಿನೊಳಗೆ, ಬಾಡಿ, ತನುವಿನೊಳಗೆ ಹುಸಿ ತುಂಬಿ, ವಿ ವುಡ್ ಬಿ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನಿಂಗ್ ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್. ತನುವಿನೊಳಗೆ ಹುಸಿ ತುಂಬಿ, ಮನದೊಳಗೆ ವಿಷಯ ತುಂಬಿ, ಮನದೊಳಗೆ ವಿಷಯ ತುಂಬಿ, ಮನದೊಳಗೆ ಮನದೊಡೆಯ ಇಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡಲ ಸಂಗಮದೇವ. That microcosm which is part and parcel of your body in the name of spirit. We always think between the mind and the body, and we don't never think about the spirit. This program is for that. Body, the mind and the spirit. We all of us know, we continuously discuss with our mind. ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೂತರು ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಏನೇನು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತೀರೋ ನೀವು. Who knows? We never think of the spirit. ಈಗ ಅಣ್ಣವರು ಅದ್ಭುತವಾಗಿ ನಮಗೆ ಧ್ಯಾನ ಮಾಡಿಸಿ ಆ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಟ್ ಹತ್ರ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದರು. He wanted us to be with the spirit. Whatever is the methodology, he adapted. ಎಷ್ಟು ನಾವು ಸುಂದರವಾಗಿ ಸೈಲೆಂಟಾಗಿ ಕೇಳಿದ್ವಿ. If that happens to you, instead of talking to your mind, start talking to your spirit. ಅಟ್ಟೆ ನೀನೇನೂ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. You start talking to your spirit and that becomes a practice. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅದ್ಭುತವಾಗಿ ದೇವರನ್ನು ನಾವು ಹೊರಗೆ ತೋರಿಸಲ್ಲ. ಆಗಲೇ ಅಣ್ಣವರು he said about the Advait philosophy. ತನ್ನ ತಾನರಿತು, I should know myself. ತನ್ನ ತಾನರಿತು ತಾನಾರೆಂದು ತಿಳಿದಡೆ. If I know myself, ತನ್ನ ತಾನರಿತು ತಾನಾರೆಂದು ತಿಳಿದಡೆ ತಾನೇ ದೇವನೋಡ. What a statement it is. We are the seekers of the God, but the God is sitting within you in your mind in an invisible form. Seek Him through the meditation process, what Gurudev has suggested. We might not be practicing the way in which he has guided us, but ACPR has to guide all of us. I always think, after translating 23 languages, I straight went to the Prime Minister. Why not? He may give me an appointment, he may not give me an appointment. I am not a politician or a... Fortunately, the basis, the background is good. My father was the President of India. But the only President of India from Karnataka, till 77 years of independence, only President. But the only President in the country to wear vibhuti, which was the traditional practice which we passed through for spirituality. Only character. He was never bothered about it. Somebody will say, he is from this community. No, he was not concerned. He was concerned about the spirit within him. If he is doing puja, he is doing for the spirit, not to show it to the world. That is the practice which he adopted and he continued. ಹೀಗೆ ನಾವು ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮವನ್ನು ಈಗ I mentioned about Jagadagala. One more vachana and I think my time is up. ಈಗ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುವಾಲಿಟಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಹುಡುಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಇಂಥದ್ದೊಂದು ACPR has conducted a national conference. Not easy. I do know it is a very tough job. Convincing the Ministry of Culture, Government of India, not at all easy. Reaching them is also difficult. I wish they were here, I would have suggested them. We all will come and meet you first. Of course, you have supported us, then further support us. To make philosophy part and parcel of the Indian education in total. If country could be saved, if Gandhi could get the freedom, we all should give a realization to the entire country of 140 crore people. There is a solution given by Gurudev. We should start believing it. We should start practicing it. ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ನೋಡಿ ಒಂದು ವಚನ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸುಂದರವಾಗಿದೆ. ಎತ್ತೆತ್ತ ನೋಡಿದಳತ್ತತ್ತ ನೀನೇ ದೇವ. Where will you search for the spirit? ಎತ್ತೆತ್ತ ನೋಡಿದಳತ್ತತ್ತ ನೀನೇ ದೇವ, ಸಕಲ ವಿಸ್ತಾರದ ರೂಹು ನೀನೇ ದೇವ. ವಿಶ್ವತಃ ಚಕ್ಷು ನೀನೇ ದೇವ, ವಿಶ್ವತೋ ಬಾಹು ನೀನೇ ದೇವ, ವಿಶ್ವತೋ ಮುಖ ನೀನೇ ದೇವ, ವಿಶ್ವತಃ ಪಾದ ನೀನೇ ದೇವ, ಕೂಡಲ ಸಂಗಮ ದೇವ. The spirit everywhere, and especially subsumed form in an invisible, it is within you. First you understand. Spend time. You chat, my friends. Do you know what is the modern way of chatting? Start chatting with the spirit. ಸಣ್ಣ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇವತ್ತಿಂದ. In your free time, sitting where you may be traveling in a bus, wherever it is, start chatting with your spirit and Gurudev's mission will be successful. And I'm sure we will have to work for that. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಗುರುದೇವ್ ಅವರ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸಂತೋಷ ಪಡೋದಲ್ಲ. Just remembering one thing, sir. When I conducted the dedication program for my 23 national languages, I requested the Prime Minister to join, and he came down to Vigyan Bhavan. Though he gave me 20 minutes, he sat with me for 2 hours. Because it is a subject of spirit. I follow only that, sir. Though I am an engineer, though I am a world record holder, no, I am on this subject now. Don't shy away from that. Even Gurudev, I should thank our Jirli sir. You sent this book, you sent another book. I said, please avoid me, such professors and all seniors are there. Let me, even last week I said I may not come. ಇಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳ ಎದುರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಏನೇನೋ ಮಾತಾಡಿ ಅರ್ಥವಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಹೋಗಬಾರದು ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಹಿ ಇನ್ಸಿಸ್ಟೆಡ್, ಯು ಆರ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್, ಸಿಂಪಲ್, ಯು ಆರ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಸೋ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಟು ಹಿಮ್, ನಾಟ್ ಥ್ರೂ ದ ಲೀಗಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್. ಒಟ್ಟಾರೆಯಾಗಿ ಅವಾಗ ಮೋದಿಯವರು ಬಂದಾಗ ನನಗೆ 7 minutes ಟೈಮ್, ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ಟೈಮ್ಡ್ ದೇರ್. ವೆನ್ ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಪ್ ಹಿಯರ್, 3 minutes, 7 minutes like that. It was very hard for me to express that. Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, all of you know. I praised him. You have come out with a new proposal for the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Basavanna talks about this Abhiyan in the entire world. ಕಳಬೇಡ, ಕೊಲಬೇಡ, ಹುಸಿಯ ನುಡಿಯಲು ಬೇಡ, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತಾನೆ. ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಇದೇ ಅಂತರಂಗ ಶುದ್ಧಿ, ಇದೇ ಬಹಿರಂಗ ಶುದ್ಧಿ, ಇದೇ ಕೂಡಲ ಸಂಗಮ ದೇವನ ಒಲಿಸುವ ಪರಿ. ಕೂಡಲ ಸಂಗಮ ದೇವ is nothing but your spirit. Each one of you have your own spirit. You can name it the name you want. ದೇವನೊಬ್ಬ ನಾಮ ಹಲವು. Then I said, sir, जब तक बसवन्ना बोल रहे हैं, I was to speak to him in Hindi for comfort. बसवन्ना बोल रहे हैं, जब अंतरंग शुद्धि, one is अंतरंग. Just now, Vice Chancellor tried to take us to अंतरंग. We were ಬಹಿರಂಗ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಇದೇ ಅಂತರಂಗ ಶುದ್ಧಿ ಒಂದು, ಇದೇ ಬಹಿರಂಗ ಶುದ್ಧಿ ಎರಡೂ ಕೂಡಲು. ಅಂತರಂಗ ಶುದ್ಧಿ ಮತ್ತು ಬಹಿರಂಗ ಶುದ್ಧಿ ಎರಡೂ ಕೂಡಲು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಸಂಗಮ. ಹೌದಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ? ಎರಡೂ ಕೂಡಲು ಆಗುವ ಸಂಗಮವೇ ದೇವ, ಕೂಡಲ ಸಂಗಮ ದೇವ. भारत स्वच्छ भारत होने के लिए हर भारतीय का अंतरंग शुद्ध होना ही चाहिए. जब तक अंतरंग शुद्ध नहीं होती है, तब तक भारत कभी भी शुद्ध नहीं होता है. That is what our Gurudev is telling. What else he is telling? Just coming for this seminar and forgetting after to. Sir said, note down, note down, note down. That reminds us. ಹೀಗೆ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿ ಸ್ವಚ್ಛ ಭಾರತ ಅಭಿಯಾನ್ बसवन्ना के दृष्टिकोण से अपूर्ण है, sir. He started laughing and he clapped. We have to make them understand, sir. They are the head of the nation. They can change the policy. So I thank ACPR for having given me this opportunity to address all of you, especially the scholars, the distinguished scholars, the esteemed delegates. And finally I am saying, sir, respected chairperson, thank you very much.